Hi beauties, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about my September beauty favorites. How are you guys doing? I'm filming this video a couple of days after the announcement that the president has contracted the virus. I don't want to get into the politics of it, but you know, wear a mask. Wear a mask. Speaking of masks, make sure you check out my Etsy shop. Ding! But it made me think, you know, I haven't checked on you guys lately and I'd like to know how everybody's doing. So whether you're new to my channel or whether you're a returning subscriber or visitor, just let me know in the comments down below. How you doing? How has COVID-19 impacted you? Is everybody okay out there? I am doing okay. I'm back at work. I've mentioned that before. I wear my mask, I social distance, I wash my hands. I've been very careful and so far so good. Back to the favorites. So let's talk about what I've been loving in the month of September. So let's talk about skincare. I have about 5 skincare products, mostly makeup, and then a couple of hair care products. I've been using a lot of the same skincare products, loving all of the same things that I've been using as far as moisturizers, cleansers, and things like that. This is the Fresh Mini Loves. It was sent to me to review. I have kind of been holding on to it, and I decided to try to use all of the products inside so that I could really talk to you guys about them. And this is so clean because I keep it tucked away, and I've just been using the products inside. There are actually 5 items in here. I left one of them at my work home and it's in the shower. I leave the cleanser in the shower and that's where I've been using it and still love it. I have used it several times before. It's the Soy Face Cleanser. It's really good. So I wash my face and then I use this essence. This is black tea, Kombucha facial treatment essence, and I've used about half of it. The one thing that I will say is the opening of this is like a little large, so whenever I use it, a lot comes out. This is good. And then I also use the face mask. I've used this for years. Oftentimes I will wash my face when I come home, and while I'm like getting ready for dinner or whatever, watching a little television, I will apply this because it moisturizes and tones the skin, and this is really good. And you could almost leave the house with this on and no one would detect it, but it's just the easiest face mask out there, and my skin just always feels nice and soft and hydrated after I finish with that. And then this is the moisturizer, Lotus Youth Preserve Moisturizer, and I use this at night whenever I do use it, so I've used about that much of it. These minis seem like it would probably be about a 30-day supply, but I use it along with other products, so it lasts a while. And I really like the Sugar Advanced Lip Treatment. If you buy the large size, it's expensive. It's like $20+. So I'm not sure, you know, if I would say you should spend that kind of money on a lip balm, basically. But in this mini set where it's more affordable, it's great. And I like this lip treatment. I just don't have really dry lips. So a person with really dry lips could really tell you whether this is worth the coins. For me, it's just lip balm, but I do like it and have been using it in the month of September. These products by Fresh are good. Hopefully this is still available, whether it be at Sephora or on Fresh's website. This is an affordable way to try their products. I talked about this in a haul recently because I hauled it again. This is Mario Badescu Skincare Facial Spray with Aloe, Herbs, and Rose Water. I wanted to talk about it because I do like this spray. I like to use this after I wash my face and before I'm ready to get ready for bed. I will spray this on my face just so that I have some moisture on my face without having to apply moisturizer. It's like I don't want to waste moisturizer because I'm going to wash my face again before I go to bed. That's how I've been using this, and I have been using it a lot in the month of September, and my skin feels great, refreshed. It's just a nice spray for that purpose. I would not recommend using this as a prep spray. I tried it that way one time and it makes my face too oily. It is perfect for refreshing the skin when you're not wearing any makeup or when you're going to bed. I wanted to give you an update on the Good Molecules Discoloration Correcting Serum, and I've used about half of it. Can you tell how much I've used here? I've used about half of it. I think I'm gonna have to use the entire bottle to really be able to tell you all whether it is like fading spots and areas on my face, because I still have some discoloration where I got a couple of pimples. I get hyperpigmentation if I get a pimple, and they're still there. This hasn't caused them to fade. I have to keep using it to be able to tell you guys whether or not it's effective. Just wanted to give you an update. I'm still going strong, still using it every single day. Another skincare product that I mentioned a while ago, and I still have it because I use it so sparingly, but I do use this a lot. This is a micellar water by BIODERMA. I don't know all of the writing that it has here, but it's by BIODERMA. And this is the best micellar water I've ever used. It was sent to me from Beautylish, I think, when I ordered something else. It was like a gift that they sent to me. And I like it so much that I only use it when I absolutely need to. And I like to use this when I am removing mascara. Sometimes mascara is just hard to get off completely with my cleanser. Even if it's not waterproof, mascara just doesn't always come off easily for me. So I will put this on my cotton pad and I just wipe a little bit across my eyes, and it removes any remaining mascara that I have on my eyes without stinging my eyes. That is critical for me, that this doesn't sting. And this has been amazing, and I've been using it a lot. I switched mascaras and it kind of has a little bit of residue and is harder to remove. So I've been using this a lot in the month of September. Final skincare product is this Nege Lip Sleeping Mask. I talk about it all the time. I have one at my apartment and one here. This is the one that's here. The one at the apartment is getting closer to empty, and I apply this every night before I go to bed. It is still on my lips when I wake up. It is the best thing I have ever discovered as far as lip treatments. One of my subscribers mentioned to me that there was a lip mask that was a dupe on Amazon. So I wanted to check it out and I wanted to tell you guys about it. And it is a dupe. I have only tried it once or twice to see if it's just like my Laneige, but I just want to tell you guys about it because it is a little bit cheaper, and it comes with the little spatula just like the Laneige does. It maybe says beauty hacks on the outside of this. They're slightly different in color, but they feel exactly the same when you put them on your lips. And I'm not sure what I paid for this, but it was much less than this. And you can get this on Amazon. I will link this down below too. So if you're interested in lip mask, they perform the same. I tried it out, but I didn't want to keep using this one until I finished my Laneige. But as soon as I finish the Laneige that I have at the apartment, I'll start using this one. I've still been loving all of the same products, but I'm just trying not to talk about them every single month. Now let's talk about primer. This is the first month that I'm not going to talk about my Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen, but I still absolutely love that sunscreen primer. Love it. I picked up this Tula Skincare Brighten Up Smoothing Primer Gel during Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty. I talked to you guys about it. I have really been enjoying this primer. It is like a lime green color, and it actually reminds me of the Hydro Grip. It definitely kind of smooths onto the skin. It's cool to the touch, but it smooths over your skin, and foundation applies beautifully on top of this. But what I really like about it is the skincare components of this. It has some skincare. It's good for acne prone skin, and I read all of that before, but now it's too little. I can't read it. It's got vitamin C in it, probiotics. So it's nice when you can find a primer that has skincare ingredients in it. I'm going to continue to use this with various foundations and see how I like it with all of my foundations. But so far, it's been performing really well. It feels a lot like my other gripping primers, and it's really good, and it has skincare. So really been enjoying this. I've been using all of the same primers. That's the one I wanted to talk about. Foundations. I've still been mixing in my Lancome foundation with the three I'm going to talk about, but I left it at my other home. Forgot to bring it with me. So let's just focus on these three. So this one I'm not going to talk about much, but I do want to mention it because it's what I've been using. This is the Shameless Tan Y400 foundation, and it is no longer sold. It's no longer sold, but I picked up several of them when I saw that it was being discontinued. This is by Marc Jacobs, and the reason I'm mentioning it is just so you know how good the foundation is. There may be other foundations sold by Marc Jacobs that are just as good, so I just wanted you to know this is really good. It's very natural on the skin. It's long lasting and it performs really well with my face mask, so I've really been enjoying this, but I'm not going to spend too much time on it because you can't buy it, but I did want you to know this is what I've been using. Another product that I have been using a lot this month is the NYX Born to Glow foundation. I love this foundation. It is one of the best radiant foundations that lasts a long time and just looks beautiful, like gives you this beautiful natural finish. It's one of the best that I've used from the drugstore, and I will grab this many days. I do mix in that pump of the Lancome to help all of them last a little bit longer because it's much better at lasting a long time. This one is a little more golden, and I just find that whenever I have foundations that are more golden, they just look really pretty on my skin tone. It is a little bit light, but I tend to go a little bit lighter when I buy foundations sometimes, and whenever I do, they look really, really pretty on my skin. Look how thick that is. Look at that thick, full coverage. I just squeezed the smallest amount out, and it just is so full coverage and just a beautiful, radiant finish. I love it. Final foundation I've been using a lot in September is this one by Rare Beauty, and I've really been using it a lot because I just bought it and I really wanted to kind of review it and see how I really feel about it, and I really enjoyed this foundation. It's the foundation I'm wearing right now. I love the finish of this foundation. The coverage is medium coverage. I wouldn't call it full coverage. I think you would have to keep applying so much to get it to the full coverage that I like, because I do have a little bit of hyperpigmentation here that's peeping through. I think that wearing the face mask all the time is what's causing like some of my breakouts, unfortunately. But I did take back my original shade and got another shade. This is 410N, and I do want to swatch it for you guys because I filmed a review on this foundation and didn't have the right color, and I took it back, and this is the color I got, and this is a much, much better shade match. See how different some of my foundation colors are? When I picked out the NYX, it was hard to choose the shade because it's in a drugstore and you're kind of looking at it here trying to determine if that's your shade, but I actually like that color. So sometimes I end up with a lighter shade and I like it. I will say you need to be careful with this one if you choose to buy this foundation if you have really oily skin, because I do think that this gets oilier than other foundations. It is a more radiant foundation, but it is very beautiful on the skin. So I am going to use it. I do like it, and I want to tell you guys that I like it, but I can't say for sure that I would repurchase it. I think I'm going to have to use the entire bottle in different climates, like in the winter time, and I'm going to have to use it all up in different situations to be able to tell you all if I'm going to buy it again. So maybe in an empties video, by the time I get to an empties video, I'll know if I'm going to repurchase it. But right now I am enjoying it. So those were the foundations. Let's talk about concealer. I've really been enjoying the Rare Beauty concealer quite a bit. This is 370N. So when I returned the foundation, I didn't return the concealer because I like for my concealer to be lighter, and I liked the color of this a lot. The concealer is a little more warm in color, so I decided to keep it, and I really do like it. I do have it on today mixed with something else. It gives you a very natural finish. It's not the most full coverage concealer, but I don't notice creasing under my eye, and it's really easy to blend, so the concealer is very good. I have been enjoying it, but just like with the foundation, I think I'm going to have to continue to use it over a long period of time to just determine, will I buy this again? I don't know that it has made it into holy grail status, but it is a beautiful concealer. Another concealer I've been using, I did talk about last month, and it's just the Tarte Shape Tape, the one everyone talks about all the time. I mixed this one in today because I wasn't sure if the Rare Beauty would really cover my dark circles, and the Shape Tape does a better job of covering dark circles. It's very full coverage, and it also brightens really well. I put on the Rare Beauty. It gives you your skin but better type of coverage, and then I added like the slightest dot of this, and look at that full coverage. that you get there, and it brightens so beautifully. Love the Shape Tape. And this one is in tan. I think I said that, but if I didn't, this one is in the shade tan. It's a couple of concealers. I have still been using this Huda Beauty concealer. I really like this coverage of this concealer, and I love the applicator of this because it's very cool to the touch, and you can actually kind of spread the concealer, and it is just like the Shape Tape, very, very full coverage. And this is very matte as well. So I love the Huda Beauty. This is the shade Granola. I also love the NARS Radiant Creamy. This is Holy Grail status. I will continue to repurchase this. This is in the shade Biscuit. This one has a more peach undertone. So I love the color correcting component of this. Like when I use this, I know my dark circles are going to be covered. It's just the perfect shade. It's just a soft concealer, and it just blends in seamlessly to my foundation, whatever foundation I'm wearing, so I can always count on it. Let's talk about powder. One powder that I have still been loving and using, this is high-end, sorry, is this Givenchy Prism Libre powder. It used to be different colors, but I kind of mixed them one time when I dumped it all out. So they got a little bit mixed up, but they were different colors, like a color correcting. But this is really translucent powder. This is the limited edition cap, so I really like that. And the one thing that I did discover is I really like applying this with the puff that comes with it. And I'm gonna touch up a little bit. I'm gonna apply a little bit here. I'm gonna apply it with my brush just because I have on other makeup, but I really like using the puff. So I'm just going to use it to touch up a little. It's got a little bit of a fragrance. This is a powder that is one of those type of solid. You're going to have an airbrushed finish. Your makeup is going to last a long time. It's going to look really soft and beautiful when you complete your makeup look. It's a solid, very good quality face powder. The other two face powders that I have been using most on a daily basis are still my Laura Mercier in Honey. This one is Honey, and this is the translucent, and I like to mix them together. I did that today. I use them all over my face, actually. It's a Holy Grail powder. Never fails me. Need I say more? I do want to talk about another powder, but it's not a translucent powder. This is my Lancome Absolute powder in Absolute Golden. I haven't used it that much in recent months. I wasn't necessarily wanting to get my glow on as much, but I decided to whip it back out. I had it on in my 5,000 subscriber video, as well as the haul that I did where I have on the pink. I had the most beautiful glow that day, and that's what this powder does. And I wish I could like show you guys. See how I just dusted a little bit there on my cheek, and it just adds. You could use it like as a highlighter like I just did, or I use it to kind of dust all over my face, and it just adds a nice radiance to your skin. So it just kind of looks like a powder. You could actually use it as a finishing powder, but notice how if I buff that out, see how it adds that sheen. So if you're a person that doesn't want to apply like highlighter streaks, you know, like this, but you want that natural radiance to kind of come through, you might want to use this type of powder instead of a regular highlighter, because it gives you that same highlighter look, but it just blends into the skin. I've been using it for years, and I actually repurchased it recently. It lasts forever, but this is a new one. I've been picking this back up, and I've been excited about brow products. I recently repurchased my NYX Micro Brow in Espresso, and I was like, oh, I missed you. This is a smaller brow pencil, but you can get this from the drugstore, and it has this tiniest pencil. It's like a dark brown color, perfect for my brows, and I really like how my brows look when I use this. I will say it's just like with the Brow Wiz. I don't consider it to be a pencil that is super fast. It's perfect if you want precision, like if you want to really get those hair-like strokes, then this type of brow as well as the Brow Wiz are perfect. But if you are trying to get to work on time, this might take longer. So I do use this and I have enjoyed it, and I actually used it a little bit to help me with my brows today, but I have been loving this again. My new favorite love is the Rare Beauty brow pencil. This is one of my favorite products that I tried out of the collection. I think it's a brow crayon, not a pencil. And the one thing I told you guys about this when I reviewed it is that it is very, very creamy, and I think you have to be super careful when you use it because it's just so easy to mark with that it can get away from you. It can get out of hand really quickly. And this one is the dark brown color. So the color is beautiful. And I also use it today to sculpt my brows. And I just like the darkness. I like how the brows look with this. And this brow gel is actually very, very good. That's on the other end. It takes some getting used to use this product, but it is very good. The brow gel locks your brows into place. This is a great brow pencil, and I think that I would purchase it again. I feel confident that I would. I like it a lot. So I just talked about my brows, and these are concealers. I do use these as concealers, but this month I have been using them a lot to carve out my brows, probably because I need to get them threaded. So when I need to get my brows threaded, I make time to carve them out a lot more. This is Caramel, and this is the NARS Soft Matte Concealer, and it is on empty, but I use it a lot to carve out my brows. And then this one is Bisque, and I use it less for my brows. I used it today. I like that bright look, but I use it less for my brows because I actually like using this concealer under the eye, and I don't want to use it all up on my brows. So I use the caramel shade a lot, but I do grab them both. This is just a nice, unique product that nobody else seems to have duplicated. I don't know any other brand that makes a soft matte concealer that is so creamy and buttery like this one. This one can go under your eye, it can spot conceal, it can be used to sculpt out your brows. It is one of those must-have type of concealers. It is so good, and I love it. Only 3 eyeshadow palettes that I want to mention. I've still been using quite a bit of eyeshadow palettes, but the 3 I grab a lot that I've been enjoying this month. One palette that I have been using is the Charlotte Tilbury Desert Haze, and this is an all matte eyeshadow palette. I love how an all matte eyeshadow looks. I think that it does require more blending, and I don't always have time for the blending. So when I really want to have a certain type of look and I have more time, I really like using this palette, or I just do a one and done type of thing. I just kind of take one of the shadows and sweep it everywhere and I'm done. There's a newscaster on CNN, an African-American newscaster that I always watch, and she always wears a matte eyeshadow look, and it looks so pretty on her. She's got those beautiful lids though. Those make a difference. But she's got beautiful eyelids, and when she wears all mattes, it's just gorgeous. But I do really, really like using this palette. It's perfect for every day, and I have enjoyed it. This is very good. Expensive, but good. Another palette that surprised me that I've been using a lot is this one by Carly Bible. I've had it a long time, and I use it like once, but it's starting to grow on me. It's starting to grow on me a little bit. In my 5,000 subscriber, when I had on the pink in that video, I was wearing this palette, and I've been using these couple of colors and this one, which surprises me. I've used these. There's a couple of colors, a few colors I haven't really done much with. This one and maybe this one I haven't really used, and I haven't used this palette a ton because I keep it here at my house and I'm only here on the weekends, but I have been grabbing it. And it surprises me a little bit. I do like this palette. The colors were just different, but I think if you're really trying to go for a soft, a really pretty feminine look, this palette is fun. I can't wait to continue to experiment with it and use it for other looks. These pinks and golds, they're right up my alley. So I've been loving that in the month of September. The final eyeshadow palette that I've used a lot, and it surprises me, is the Modern Renaissance palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I've had this palette so long. It looks like I've had it a long time. It's the palette that I used to create the look that I'm wearing right now. And I have really been using this dark, I hit pan on it, I guess a while ago, and it surprises me. it surprises me that this is the one that I've hit pan on. I really didn't think I used that color that much, but maybe I have. But this color I like using, like I'll just put this all over my lid. And I didn't do that today. It's mixed in here, but I did put this lighter color on my lid as well. I have both of those shades on, but the transition shades here are just the best. These two shades are beautiful for transition. And these, I have these colors on as well. I have on a lot of colors today, but I have these two. The Real Gar, I think is the name of that one. It's this rust type of color. And I have that on too today. But it's just a beautiful palette for fall. So I've been grabbing it a lot. Been loving it. Let's talk about blush. This I haven't had very long. I wanted to talk to you guys about this one because this is such an affordable blush. This is Serafina from Juvia's Place, and I love this blush. It has a mirror, and the blush is so pretty, and it reminds me a lot of my Buxom Wanderlust blush in Mykonos. I don't have that one over here to do a comparison, but as far as the color of it, that's what it reminds me of, as well as the texture. It kind of has that same primer infused feel. It's got a little bit of radiance, and it is just a beautiful color. I love these coral pink blushes, and this was $8. So you know I'm going to go back and look to see if there are other shades that I might want to have, because now I can definitely certainly say this is a high quality blush at an affordable price. I really like this. This one is going to surprise you guys. Another blush that I've been using a lot is the one by Rare Beauty that I kind of was like hesitant about when I actually reviewed it. This one is the shade Joy. That's the color of this blush. It's a dewy blush, and it's the blush that I am wearing right now. When I first tried this out, I struggled to apply it on top of powder. And I think it was because I was using the Beauty Blender. I thought the Beauty Blender would be easiest, but honestly, I think the brush is easier. And it does apply really nicely over powder. So I have enjoyed using this BH Cosmetics blush brush to apply this. And I put it on before powder, I put it on after powder, and it's been fine. So if I use a blush brush, I'm okay. And I really liked it. And I like that it kind of looks like a natural flush to your cheeks. It's just been beautiful, and it lasts all day. It wears really beautifully. Now it's one of my favorite Rare Beauty products that I have tried, and that surprises me because I was kind of like up in arms when I first tried it out, but it is very good, to the point where I want to try some other shades. This is amazing. Let's talk about bronzer. The two that I have probably used the most still are the bronzer by Charlotte Tilbury. This is number 3 tan, and it is more expensive than your average bronzer, but it is bigger than your average bronzer, so who cares? And it is the bronzer that I used to bronze with today. I also sculpted my face with my Kevyn Aucoin sculpting powder, but I do have on this bronzer, and I have on the Tower Beauty bronzer. I don't use that one as much, that's why I don't have it over here as a favorites, but I love that bronzer. It's a cream bronzer, and I put a little bit of that on too. I was just being extra today. I was just doing the most. It's an airbrush powder, so therefore when you apply the bronzer, your skin looks airbrushed. So it just adds that bronzed appearance, but it airbrushes your skin just like the powder did. The other bronzer I've been grabbing is still my Gucci bronzer. Oh, guys, I love this bronzer, and I have reviewed both of these bronzers. I'm not going to swatch them here, so if you're new here and you haven't had a chance to check those videos out, recently I reviewed them both, so you can kind of see what they look like in those videos. But this one, like if you pull it back here, it pops up. There's a brush in this compartment. This bronzer is just this beautiful, deep, earthy color with a little bit of sheen. It is like the butter bronzer, but more expensive. But it is so pretty, and I've still been using it. I don't know when I'm gonna get over these two. There's still some oldies but goodies that I still use, but these two are the ones that I want to have with me to wear every day. The Gucci bronzer is a collector's item, but it is such a beautiful powder to have. I love it. The highlighter that I went back to this month that I'm actually wearing today, and I did put a little bit of that Lancome powder on, remember that, right in this area, but the highlighter that you see here is this Master Chrome highlighter by Maybelline. I have a peach color that I use more. Molten Gold is the shade of this one, and I used it a lot when I first got it, but then once I got the peach, I was just hooked on the peach color. So let me show you guys. This is one of those, I don't know, just super beautiful beaming gold highlights, and they have these in different shades. They have a peach one, a rose colored one, this one, and I feel like it might be a 4th shade. These are very good and affordable from Maybelline, and I just get excited when I wear this one. I just like that super blingy look that I get from this. It's gorgeous, and I have been using it a lot in September. When I went to CVS, I picked up this e.l.f. highlighting brush, and I talked to you guys about it in a haul too. Guys, this is a good highlighting brush. I love this brush. Like, I got this brush and I said, well, let me try it with this this highlighter, and I just was like, oh my goodness, it is so good at precisely, it just hugs the area, the cheek where you need to place the highlighter, and it is just very good at giving you a beautiful highlighted look. I love this brush, and I wanted to see how similar it was to my Chikuhodo, and it is definitely shaped differently, and that's probably why I like it. Like, the cut of this brush, like when you, this little part here just hugs the cheek perfectly, and this one is a lot looser. The highlighter brush that I have from Chikuhodo is a lot looser, and this one is a little more dense. They look similar, but this one actually, for highlighter, I kind of like this one better. And this is what, $6-7 brush or something like this, and this is $80. This was a high-end squirrel-haired brush. This is something you can get at the drugstore. Now we're down to lip products. I want to mention what I'm wearing on my lips today, and I really went very minimal. Bare. This is the Rare Beauty lip balm. I did have gloss on top of this, but I want to just apply it by itself right now so that you can see the color. I took back one of the shades I had. I can't remember the shade that I took back, but it was like a purple pink color on my lips. I took it back and got this shade instead. This one is Praise. So I wanted to show you guys, and it is really pretty, I think. And it's just a very mild pink, which is kind of what I was looking for that day when I picked up the other one. And this one actually does look like that. It looks like a soft pink on the lips. It's a lip balm. It's really comfortable, but it adds a little bit of color. And I really like this. I can see myself repurchasing. One of the things I do like is that the way this is shaped, it won't roll off of the desk or the table, whatever you sit it on. So I do like this. I've been grabbing this Ignite shade by Hourglass a lot as far as lip glosses, and it looks a lot like my Fenty Gloss Bomb and the Fenty Glow shade. It looks a lot like that too, but this is very good. I've been using that. And this little baby here that I just hauled and talked to you guys about in a haul, and I haven't had it that long, but I love it so much that I still wanted to mention it to you guys again so that you all can purchase it while it's still such a good deal. It's $29, and it is a Sephora Favorites Give Me Some Shine, and I love every product in here except, wait a minute, I love everything in here, but you have to use this lip injection in the smallest amount. This is probably the only lip plumping gloss that I have used that actually does what it says. Like, your lips feel like they are plumping. I really like this Orgasm lip balm, and it kind of goes on very sheer, but I really like how this feels, and it feels a lot like the product from Rare Beauty. I like the Patrick Ta gloss. This is a very sheer kind of gloss, but it adds a lot of sparkle. It's gorgeous. The Juicy Tubes by Lancome. And I'm not talking about the fussy that's in here because I have used that for years and love it, of course. Especially these three right here are new and I haven't used either of these before. I had a Juicy Tube that I just got, but these are new to my collection and oh, I love them. Give me some shine, $29, 2 full-size products. The other 3 are deluxe sample sizes, but they are all very good. The final makeup product that I have is this Monsieur Big mascara by Lancome. I feel like I might have talked about this one in the haul recently as well. I've only been using it a couple of weeks in September, but I couldn't wait until the end of October to tell you guys again how great this is. I think this mascara might be one of my top 5 mascaras. I love this mascara and I've actually been thinking of filming a video about my top 5s when it comes to various categories of makeup. So top 5 foundations, top 5 powders, top 5 concealers, mascaras. If that's something you guys would like to see, leave a comment down below and let me know. But the wand of this mascara, even though on camera it may look like a normal wand, there is something very innovative about this wand. The way it grabs your lashes and separates is very different. And it's a little bit prickly, but not uncomfortable. Not like some where I always poke my eye. I don't poke my eye with this one. This is like a hybrid mascara. A prickly, fluffy mascara. It separates your lashes while also adding volume. It's wonderful. I love this mascara and I got it during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. They oftentimes have this. Make sure that you are on the lookout for it. It's so good. The final 2 products are hair care products that I've rediscovered underneath my cabinet. My curly hair can sometimes get a little tangled and I haven't been using a leave-in conditioner lately. I remembered that I had this Paul Mitchell the conditioner and it's a leave-in moisturizer is what it says here, and this is so big. When I put this in my hair, it was so easy to comb through, so I have been incorporating this into my daily routine now. Whenever I am applying all of the products to my hair, I will put this in. It's been easier to brush the tangles out of my hair since I've been using this conditioner. Today, my hair is a little curlier and it's not as stretched as it could be, but it's typically like that on a shampoo day, like I shampooed my hair today. But on a normal day when it's not a shampoo day, if I apply this, it actually stretches my hair a lot. Like I have found that my hair lengthens. There's not as much shrinkage when I use this. So I will definitely repurchase it. I have maybe about this much left, so I'm going to finish this bottle. The other product that I have been incorporating sometimes when I do my hair lately is the Vigorol Olive Oil Mega Moisture Mousse. And I used to use this all the time, and then I just started using other products and I stopped using it as much. It's gonna give you a more defined curl, and sometimes I don't want those super tight curls, so I don't always incorporate this, or when I do use it, I use a small amount. So I leave that one here. So when I'm here on the weekends, I will incorporate this into my routine. And it's just a typical mousse. Like I'll use a little bit here. I don't know if Vigorol is an African American company, but this is definitely for African American hair. It's enriched with olive oil, antioxidants, and multivitamins, but it is the least drying type of mousse that I've ever used in my hair. You can typically find this at a beauty supply store. That's where I got it. I think maybe they sell it at Walmart. If I can find it, I will link it down below. But I actually used it in my hair today, and I find that it gives me a lot more curl and a lot more body. Like my hair has a little bit of shrinkage today, but I see more spiral type of curls, and I know it's because I put the mousse in. So that concludes my monthly favorites. I hope that you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below and I will respond. And if you've not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button before you leave. So I'll be seeing you guys again very soon in my next video. So until the next time we meet again, this is Savvy signing out.